Morning everyone. Today my presentation is on the FTX collapse, the largest crypto fraud in history. This case study explains how one of the most trusted crypto exchange valued at $32 billion collapsed almost overnight. My goal is to walk you through what happened, who was involved, and what lesson the fintech industry must learn. So, as an introduction, FTX was founded in 2019 by Sam Bankman-Fried and quickly became one of the biggest crypto exchange in the world. By 2021, the company reached a valuation of $32 billion and was seen as the future of crypto trading. However, in November 2022, the company collapsed within 72 hours. This exposed a massive fraud involving misuse of customer funds and complete breakdown of governance and controls. The collapse shocked the financial world and raised huge concern about safety and the trust of cryptocurrency. So the main figure in this case were Sam Bankman-Fried, who was the founder and the CEO of FTX, Caroline Ellison, CEO of Alameda Research, the trading firm tied to FTX, Gary Wang, co-founder and a chief technology officer. On the other side were customer and investor who lost more than $8 billion combined. And finally, regulators such as SEC, DOJ, CFTC, and Bahamian authorities become involved once the fraud was exposed. FTX committed several major crimes, including misusing customer funds, faking financial information, misleading investors, mis- manipulating their own FTT token, and operating with almost no internal control. But the main and the core issue was that FTX secretly sent customer money to Alameda Research. Alameda Research used that money for high-risk trading, political donation, luxury real estate, and other expenses. And customer never knew that deposits were being used this way. So here's a quick timeline of how the collapse unfolded. In 2019, FTX was founded. In 2020 and 2021, FTX, uh, FTX had a rapid growth of 32 billion valuation. November 2, 2022 was the day when CoinDesk leaked Almeida's balance sheet showing that they rely highly on the FTT token. On November 6, Binance announced it will sell its FTT holdings, where the actual panic begins. On November 8, FTX halts withdrawals, and then on November 11, FTX files for bankruptcy. On 2023 and 2024, SBF is convicted of fraud charges. In the last few days, the company went from the global powerhouse to complete collapse. So how this fraud actually occurred? So in this slide shows how the scam functioned. So how it started, that customers deposited money into FTX, assuming it will held securely. But FTX created a secret backdoor in the system that allows funds to be transferred to Alameda without being detected. Alameda used the money to pay debts, make risky trades, and even for personal spending by executives. The company had no boards, no CFO, and no risk management team, meaning no one was monitoring where the money was going. And investors were shown the fake financial statement that cover up their losses. Then here are the signs of corporate failure. So FTX failed mainly because there were no real governance inside the company. They had almost no financial control, no proper record keeping, or so billion moved uh, without detecting oversight. Uh, the executive lived together and ran the business informally, which meant decisions were decision weren't monitored. There were even there was even a secret backdoor in the system that allow money to be moved without detection. Auditors didn't catch any of this issue, and the board of director was basically just SPF and two close friends with no oversight or no accountability. The fraud was able to grow until the entire company collapsed. The collapse of FTX had massive global consequences. More than $8 billion in the customer fund simply disappeared and leave thousands of people with huge losses. Major investors, including Sequoia Capital and Ontario Teachers Pension Plan, lost millions of dollars. The entire crypto market reacted immediately. Within just 1 week, global crypto prices fell by about 25%. Following the collapse, Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested and several top executives pleaded guilty to fraud-related charges. Most importantly, trust in cryptocurrency exchanges dropped dramatically with many users around the world withdrawing their money out of fear. This incident quickly became one of the biggest, most shocking financial fraud in the history. There were several safeguards that could have prevented the collapse. First, stronger internal control, segregation customer funds, mandatory financial reporting, and real-time auditing. Second, independent board oversight, a real board with real committee and compliant oversight. Third is regulatory oversight, licensing requirements, proof of reserve mandates, and regular audits of crypto platform. Fourth is better corporate culture, ethical leadership, transparency, and whistleblower protection could have stopped the fraud early. So the fintech industry can learn several important lessons from this case. First is fast growth does not replace strong governance. Customer funds should always remain separate and protected. Risk control must grow as the company grows. Transparency builds long-term trust. Regulatory must monitor fast-changing industry like cryptocurrency. So these lessons are critical for preventing another event like FTX. Conclusion: the FTX collapse shows how a lack of governance, transparency, and a proper control can destroy even the most valuable fintech company. It reminds us that innovation without accountability is dangerous. No matter how successful company appears, strong overnight or ethical practices are essential for long-term survivals. So this was all the research I have made from my side. Hope you would have liked my PPT and my presentation. So thank you. And yeah, uh, here are the citation where I have got the case study and I have researched it. So thank you for all your time. Thank you.